Do you want to react to this Reddit thread I found?
Hell yeah.
It's on Best of Redditor updates. It's called "Yesterday My Brother Told Me He Was in Love with Me."
What?
Wait, I have to make sure I start from the latest update. Okay, next day. Okay, I think it's in order. Alright, I'm gonna take my best YouTuber voice to read this.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm so conflicted to know where to even begin with this. I was adopted when I was 3 years old from Russia. And honestly, I love my family so much. I have 2 older brothers and 1 sister, all of which my parent had biologically. My siblings and I have always been really close, but now we live opposite sides of the country due to college. The brother I was talking to in this message is the one I'm arguably the most close with since we are the closest in age, 19 and 20. Over the last year, I have noticed slight behavioral differences between how he used to act and how he acts now. He always treated me like a gross, annoying sister, and now he's a lot more shy around me. I can't tell if it's because we don't live together or what, but that's when I started to suspect something was different. Over Christmas break, he was always wanting to hold my hand or had his arm around my shoulder and made me feel a little suffocated. I thought this was all due to the fact that we're thousands of miles apart, but after this text exchange, I'm not sure. Is he being flirty or is he just having a hard time expressing himself? I'm so unsure because if I bring that up that I'm uncomfortable to him, it would be so awkward if I was wrong.
God.
Okay, so there's like a transcript of the text messages between the original poster and her brother. Brother shared a TikTok link of "Welcome back, friends. You had a long day at school. Halloween is the next week." Okay. He says, "Us after family service in 2012." She says, "Stop, that video low-key made me sick." He responds, "It made me realize how much I miss you. I can't wait to be with you again over the summer." She says, "Me
Oh.
too. By the way, I was thinking about submitting this to the agency, but wanted your opinion first. I think I will get more professional once done with them, but this one is temporary. They said to take a natural light, but I'm afraid my expression comes across stiff or something. No, you look absolutely beautiful. Wow, it makes me nervous, lol. Thanks, but what do you mean nervous? Cry emoji. Sorry, I meant like it's weird that you used to be my little sister and now you're a beautiful woman. Makes me nostalgic."
Oh.
Brother,
No.
ew.
Ah.
Yikes. Then the top, so then
That
they give like the top comments. "Unfortunately, you're going to have to be very direct with him. It'll be easier in text. You said you are seeing me in a different light. Does this mean you're attracted to me? Don't add anything to it. If you tell him that's not okay before he admits it, you'll be telling him what to say. If he does admit attraction, shut it down. I'm so sorry you're feeling that way. You'll always be my brother to me. And because of that, I'm going to step back on communicating. You need time to move on from this crush, and I need some time to recover from this as well." And then the commenter also replied, "Especially the 'you used to be my little sister' part. He's made it blatantly clear that he no longer sees her as his sister, but it's just barely ambiguous enough for him to try and lamely backtrack in case he doesn't get what he wants. I bet he would try for some weak excuse like, 'I just meant that you're not little anymore.'" And then the OP says, "Yeah, I thought he just meant that I'm no longer little anymore, but I'm unsure. Thanks for clarity." And then she made another update on February 17, 2026. Same day, hours later. So this is kind of recent.
my God.
So she
Oh, it is.
says,
Sorry.
yeah, it is recent. She says, "Anyways, I have an important presentation later today, so here's a brief update. I got a lot of conflicting answers on it, if it was flirting or not, but I think the general consensus was yes. Regardless, I think these texts pretty much confirm something very weird is going on. I think I'm going to call my mom this evening and talk to her about it. I'm
Oh
not so sure
no.
what she will say. I'm very afraid this will make the family situation very different. As for people saying he
Like,
could just be socially awkward, I don't think that's a good explanation. If he's always been very popular and outgoing, he has no issues getting girls to talk to him, and his texts have been different lately. He had a long-term girlfriend. They broke up last summer, so the only thing I can think of is that he's still upset about that and pushing those feelings onto me. And finally, people were making this sexual or condoning this behavior. Please don't. This disgusts me so much, I vomited my breakfast this morning. I'm so devastated that our relationship is taking a turn for this. He is my brother, and I will forever only be my brother. I don't care for not blood related. We're siblings. If anyone has any advice on what to say to him to maintain our relationship while being firm, he is creepy. Please let me know. Thank you." And okay, so she sends him some other texts. She says, "Don't worry, I'll still be your little sister. Always will be. He says, "Good morning, hope your day goes well. Let me know how your bio presentation goes. You got this." And then he adds, "Yeah, but my little sister isn't so little anymore."
That's
and
so weird.
And then she respond, "You're still 5 inches taller than me. Don't worry, you'll always be bigger. Also, we'll let you know, Redacted and I worked all weekend on it and still don't feel confident. I also wanted to bring up something important with you. Lately, you have been acting a little different, more shy to me, but at Christmas, you were more physical. Is there anything I did on why you're acting differently? I just hope everything is okay between us." Oh shit. Okay, he says, "I've actually been meaning to talk to you about that." Oh no! Why does it start like this? This is going to sound really weird!
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no! And you can tell
Oh,
me if it
no.
makes you uncomfortable, but I've been seeing you in a different light lately! I don't. Yamero! Stop the count! I don't know how to describe it, and I, of course, still love you, and you're my family. It's just different now that we're far away. I don't know. I just mean you're the one person I'm excited to talk to every day. If we don't text, I really miss you. I hope this doesn't get misconstrued. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Oh no, it's understood. Oh no, it's 100% understood. What the fuck?
But I'm also
Oh.
confused. Is he saying like that he just miss her because she's far, or is it more?
What I'm feeling is that like because they haven't been around each other for so long, they're seeing them differently. Like the context is different. 'Cause I feel like we're like siblings, when you grow up with siblings and like brothers and stuff, like you're with each other like all the time, right? Like all the time, and that's whatever. So maybe he's thinking the distance is like making her seeing her like a different person that's like not his like sister. That's weird, man.
Oh, it's giving Lannisters.
Yeah.
Okay, so she says, "Well, I kind of get what you mean, but not really. I also miss you since you're my brother. I miss everyone. It's hard being away from home." I feel like she's being like obtuse.
Yeah, yeah, she wants them to talk more, like to
Yeah.
explain further.
And then he says, "For fuck's sake, this is coming out wrong. Can I call you around 9 tonight to clear it up? I fear in text it will sound bad." Okay. She says, "Please, you're making me worried and a little uncomfortable. Can you please just tell me now?" He says, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I really can't tell you now. Please just wait until tonight." Oh my god.
That's insane. No, no.
Yeah, it reminds me of that clip that did you see that clip of the guy saying Game of Thrones that fucked us all up and got us into incest prawn?
Oh my god. Do you know what? Game of Thrones is a show that I never watched beyond season 2, but I
No
know
way.
I know a lot of crazy stuff happened. But now it's apparently incest is now normalized. I don't like why how have we ended up in this position?
Well, I don't
I
think it's normalized. I think that guy was just like
not, not normalized.
self-exposing himself.
Not normalized, but like I'm just seeing more
Maybe in
incest related things.
fiction.
I think like stuff in like pornography, like like incest stuff has just been on the rise the past like 10 years, and now
Mm.
it's just like this just makes me feel really uncomfortable. In anime, yeah, like anime, explicit content, like incest adjacent, it's just been kind of like maybe
Well,
it's fucked
step
up people's
bro
brains.
stuff might be normalized, but they're
Yeah,
step bros, not
yeah,
real
it's step
bros.
for a reason. It's step for a reason.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Okay, so the next day she posts another update. I believe this will be the final update in what's going on between my brother and I. Unfortunately, despite me wanting to, I didn't record due to people commenting that it's illegal in some states, which I'm unfortunately in. Then I was informed after we talked that it doesn't matter unless you're using it in legal settings. If anything, I think these texts prove his intentions. I'll try to keep this as succinctly as possible since it was quite a long call. Long story short, he said he was in love with me. Oh my god, okay. Shit. Shit. He got really nervous at the start, took 20 minutes of beating around the bush, and then he told me. He said he was sorry, he tried to keep it hidden and didn't want to lose our relationship, but he never felt like this about anyone. He seemed very sincere and vulnerable. I asked him for a couple minutes of silence to try to think of the best thing to say. It's cooked,
Oh
chat.
my god.
I ended up saying something like, "I'm glad you trusted me enough to confide this in me, but this made me deeply uncomfortable. The only future with us is one as your sister. I love you as my brother, but if you can't handle that or respect me, then I'll need to stop communicating with you." He started crying about how sorry he was for bringing this up. He would do better just to please not shut him out. I literally have never seen him cry beside when we were really young, so hearing it made me unsettled on what to do. I could tell how much he was struggling to come to terms with his emotions, but continuing to talk to him and hear him beg made me even more disgusted. I told him I needed to go and to please give me space. He had since flooded my phone with texts. I'm considering blocking him for the time being. I'm very conflicted slash lost on how to bring this up with my family. Oh no, she's gonna tell the fam! Unfortunately, I don't even have the mental capacity to deal with this right now, as I have 2 exams next week and a 20-page paper due. He's very much struggling mentally, which I never knew until he said it last night and today, and I'm going to message my parents to potentially do a mental health check. I'm also going to bring this behavior up to them this weekend. The only good thing that he is on the other side of the country, so I can just focus on school right now. If worse comes to worse, I'll cut him out of my life, but cutting the rest of my family off as well is non-negotiable. Thanks. And then there's screenshots of the final text. He's like spamming her. Look, I'm really sorry. I think I've been going through it lately. I think I got my feelings mixed up. I don't know. Please, I need to keep you in my life. I just really care about you, and having you push away when you're already so far away would kill me. I know it's fucked what I said. I'm so sorry. I put you in the situation that wasn't right. Can we please just forget it happened and go back to things? I don't care if you tell mom, dad, redacted or redacted. I just know I need you. I'll go to therapy like you suggested. I want to get better for you. She says, I'm in class. Stop calling me. He says, are you okay? She's like, please, just let me process alone. He's like, fuck, I'm sorry. It's so hard though. I can't even imagine what you're thinking. I wish I never said anything. I've ruined everything, haven't I? And she says, I'll be frank, I'm really annoyed. You can't leave me alone and let me think things through instead of spam calling and texting. This is the last time I'm going to ask you before I'm going to block you. I'm very busy right now. And this is the last thing I need. And he says, okay, I respect that.
Was that the last text?
Yeah, I think. And then there's the commenters. Oh my god, there's another update. Same day, different subreddit. Why is there so many updates? Okay.
Oh
There's
my
another
God,
update
this is a
on
saga.
February 18th, same day, different subreddit. I posted this on another subreddit, but honestly, I just need to vent because I can't even tell my friends slash feel so isolated since this situation is so gross. I also don't think this breaks the relationship post. It's not romantic and we're obviously not dating. Anyway, I was adopted from Russia at 3 when brother was 4. He is biologically my parents. We grew up together. He's always the one I was the closest with since we were the closest in age. My other brothers and sister are both 5+ years older than me, so it was always him and I getting in trouble with each other, teasing each other, walking home from school. And we have had our differences. He was always annoying and pretentious about his grades, but I love him. Last year I started college and moved across the US while he just went to California for college. I was honestly so excited to start this new chapter in my life, and I grew up in a smallish town in Oregon. During my first year, he started to text me more often and call all the time. I was honestly really glad because it was difficult to be away from home. This year over winter break is when I noticed him acting differently. He was overly touchy. He literally made me rest my head on his laps while we watched a movie, and when I sat up, he told me he was cold. I was extremely uncomfortable. He would hold my hand, casually put his arm around my shoulder, and just other physical contacts I didn't want. Another thing about him is that he's extremely charismatic, funny, and popular. He's conventionally attractive, 6'3", athletic, and the reason I bring these qualities, is that he's not some lonely guy who has no friends and cannot talk to women. He was literally one of the most popular guys in our high school. This is what makes it even more confusing and gross on my hand. I sent him a photo. He made a weird comment about my beauty, making me nervous, and then I asked him why he was acting strange lately, and he made me call him and confessed he was in love with me. Now he's saying it's due to his mental health and that he's scared he'll lose me, etc. I'm so unfathomably disgusted with him and just want to block him for the time being. The only thing that's making me not is the possibility he might harm himself. I know I need to tell my parents, but I also worried how they're going to process this. I have no idea if they'll fully believe me. Words cannot begin to describe the betrayal I feel right now. I'm second guessing every interaction I've had with him. When did his feelings begin? What did he hope to gain from this? I don't know, and I'm so sick.
That's a bit of a bombshell, though. So, like, they're not blood related, technically. They're not
Yeah.
blood related, but like they grew up from very young.
Oh, my chat is molding because I didn't reply. I didn't read the comments and the replies. Fake incest, shaking my head. Okay, small update on February 19, 2026. I had a counselor meeting this morning and she told me I needed to call my parents. I think I'm going to after dinner tonight despite receiving mixed messages on if I should or not. I'm not sure how much I will want to share after this call, but depending on how it goes, I may update again later tonight. I have muted my brother for the time being. He only texted me once today and I did not respond. I'm not sure how many people actually care, but should I just post it on my profile? Would another subreddit be more appropriate? Thank you. I also want to say how much I appreciate all the advice and support people have been giving me. It really means a lot, and I'm sorry if I didn't respond to some of the comments. There were so many, but I read them all. Thank you. Okay, next update is she called her parents.
Oh no. Oh,
Oh
I'm sorry.
no!
The mom and
Oh
God.
god. I just got
Oh.
off the phone with my parents 30 minutes ago. My counselor told me to write down expressively all the things that I wanted to say, including my need and my brother's need. I was able to share my screen with FaceTime so I could pull up our recent texts and his concerning number of phone calls. He called me 30 times in 24 hours! I started
Holy.
off saying I was concerned about his mental health, how he was behaving unusually erratic and desperate. He is usually very chill, level headed, so the switch in him was the most concerning to me. I told them when I started to notice he was acting differently to me over Christmas, being excessively touchy and making me do things that I normally wouldn't do. Nothing related to SA, just that one example of him wanting me to lay my head on his lap while we watch a movie and him telling me to get back down when I came back from the bathroom. How it was on the couch, and he would put his arm around me or hold my hand, making me feel smothered and uncomfortable. I then started to show them screenshot, some from month prior, where I come through our messages and realize some things went straight over my head. Some things, when I thought he was being overly nice, it was flirty, and I didn't want to recognize it. And then I showed them the text that caused me to come to Reddit, where he called me beautiful and that I was nervous. All this time, both my parents took this very seriously and were nodding and telling me to continue. Anyways, I showed them the text exchange after my brother and I called, and my mom looked like she was sick. My dad had always been quite solemn. I don't know if that's the right word, but he looked seriously disturbed and almost angry. My mom started immediately apologizing, asking if I was okay, if I needed anything. I told her I wanted my brother to get better, but right now I needed him to not contact me. I told my dad they needed to call him right after and check on him. And I told them not to get him in trouble, but for his safety, which is true. My dad comes from a more conservative culture than my mom, and I like to wear a lot of Brandy Melville. Most of their stuff is just crop tanks, nothing too crazy. So he asked me angrily why I couldn't dress more appropriately around the house and maybe things would
Oh
have
my
been
God.
different.
What the fuck?
He has never liked the way I dressed, even though I dress like every other girl my age. So hearing him say that wasn't surprising, to be honest. It made me cry, not gonna lie. I said I was sorry, even though I don't think it was my fault. I don't know if it was very stressful call, and you could tell my dad had a lot of misplaced anger, and my mom had no idea what to do. They said they could call me again tomorrow after they talked to my brother, discussing the next steps. Also, final thing, I guess some people think this is some weird fetish slash kink thing. The fact someone would had to fabricate those texts and would take their time to write all of this just for the sake of being weird wouldn't surprise me, considering the disgusting things some people have commented on my post. This will probably be my final update, as I'm only posting to get help or advice and not condoning this disgusting behavior. I know I really can't prove that I'm real, but at the end of the day, I'm here for guidance. So I have also received many comments from other women who have had similar situations happen to them with their families, so it feels good to be taken seriously, and this situation is unfortunately more common than I originally thought. My heart goes out to everyone who has been through this before. It's seriously the most stressed I've ever been. Thank you for the support, everyone. Nah, dude.
Bro, I'm like, this is like what the okay.
This is a
The
roller
dad too
coaster.
also gave away though.
Yes.
Okay.
The dad the dad being like, well, what were you wearing? Like the victim
Yeah, it's
blame
all, yeah, like
excuse.
how dare you wear that crop top? You turned on
Yeah.
your own brother. Like what the fuck?
Gross, dude. There's another update the next day. Oh my god. There's screenshots of text messages. He's sending her a TikTok. Remember, you used to do this all time thinking it worked? It's a mermaid tails the kid used looked so fake, but I thought it was so real. Okay. So last night I called my parents in for a condensed version of what happened. My parents were very shocked and unsure of what to do. My mom apologized and made sure I was okay. My dad kind of blamed it on me, saying I shouldn't have worn what I wear around the house. I don't know. It was a very confusing call. My parents called my brother and I. I'm not sure exactly what happened or what was said, but they called me today saying he sounded perfectly normal, calm, and not a threat to me or himself. They wanted to hear his side of the story, and he denied the physical stuff over break, essentially say he didn't recall any of it, and when he sent those texts, he was really drunk. I told them it was a terrible excuse because even if he were drunk, if I were drunk, I would have never sent those texts or made that call. I also pointed out that if he was drunk in all those texts, he must have been drinking day and night, which obviously means something is emotionally wrong with him. My dad, I think, really wants to deny it. He kept saying it's a momentary lapse in my brother's judgment, and I think my mom doesn't know what to think. I honestly don't fault him for being shocked or confused because he has always been such a golden child. Now I'm at loss because I don't know if he's struggling mentally and doesn't want to admit it, or if he was using that as an excuse to confess everything to me and not face the consequences. I really want him to receive the help he needs if he's struggling, but I also don't want to engage with him. He sent me a TikTok about an hour ago like nothing happened. I'm like, what the fuck? He seriously cannot accept my boundary despite me asking repeatedly. I'm going to tell my parent once more that he needs to stop messaging me before I block him. I've been talking with some of my friends and one offered to split rent with me over the summer. I'm not sure if my parents will want to pay, but I'll find a job regardless. As of now, I don't feel safe returning home. I don't know if it's me being paranoid, but I'm afraid if he doesn't receive help, he could hurt me. I'm trying to be empathetic to him because there are probably issues he's facing I'm unaware of, but I feel like it shouldn't be my responsibility to fix them. What I really hope is my parents go down for the weekend and actually physically check up on him, but who knows if they will. I pray that they take this seriously and my dad comes to his senses. I know if I told my sisters, she would be in support of me, so I'm thinking of just telling her behind my parents' back. Thanks.
Did they
So,
say not to tell the sister?
I guess they didn't. I don't know why. Maybe because they don't want him to feel judged.
Yeah.
So there's some comments she's responding to. She says, my dad is Jordanian, mom is white American. We don't speak Arabic in the house. It's just at extended family functions. My dad's side of the family speaks it around me, so I don't understand things. Also, my siblings have always called themselves Wasians, even though I guess the more stereotypical idea is East Asian plus white. I don't know if it's the right term, but I call them Wasians since they call themselves Wasians. OOP responds to multiple downvoted comments regarding her adoption, languages, and family. Hey, so let me clarify some things. First of all, my extended family I see at most once every 2 months when I lived at home, so it's not a shock that I didn't learn it. They never made an effort to teach it to me and would always speak English around me if my mother was around. We didn't speak Arabic in my home since my mom is white. When I made my post talking about feeling ostracized, it was at family events and holidays. My cousins all spoke Arabic, and when we would go off together as kids, they would speak Arabic almost exclusively with my siblings, same with my uncles and aunts. And the reason why my sibling can speak Arabic is because my dad sent my siblings and I to language immersion school over the summer. If you have read some of my comments, you know I can speak Russian. My parents thought it best I learned Russian, not Arabic, to keep me connected to my culture, so while my siblings learned Arabic, I learned Russian. You can still think this is fake, but I thought I would explain since you made a bunch of assumptions. It's funny how everyone thinks they know my whole life story based on a few Reddit posts. And final thing, I don't think this has anything to do with my dad's race. Both him and my mom are conservative, so race is irrelevant, and I'm saddened to see this has become a breeding ground for racism slash xenophobia. My mom's family literally attend Catholic masses in Latin and cover their hair, so she's a lot more conservative than dad's. They wanted me to embrace my culture, which I'm actually grateful for. You're not my parents, so what do you think would make more sense? Has literally no effect on what they did. Okay, I feel like this is not so important. Has OPP's brother done the same thing to her sister? And she says no. She said he's never done anything with her. I think fundamentally he justified this in his mind because he doesn't see me as a sister. I think my parents were worried this would get out of our immediate family and they would be embarrassed. Oh, that's probably
Hmm.
why they didn't want her to tell others.
Yeah. Now it's on Reddit. But I guess
Yeah.
obviously
Oh
real, but
god,
like
the next update is called update number 2. Brother said he was going to come to see me for spring
oh
break.
no, stop. No, why is he not blocked yet? Why is he not blocked yet? Why is he not blocked yet? I don't get it.
Why is he not getting a clue?
This is making me
Every time she
skeptical.
says it's her final update.
There's more. I part of me thinks the more this goes on, the more like less believable it gets to me. Because at this point, why is he not blocked? Why is he not blocked? Why are we still talking? I don't. This is wild. This is insane.
It's just insane that she's posting on Reddit. Wait, there's more than that too? Oh, there were updates in March. Oh my fucking god. Okay.
No, no.
Okay, well, we'll start with the February 23rd update. Okay. Anyway, I decided to block my brother Friday night. I sent him this text. It seems like you can't respect my boundaries. For your healing and mine, I decided to block you for the time being. I don't want this to be permanent, but I need to focus on school. And you're making it extremely difficult at the present. I wish you the best and hope you get help. He never got a chance to respond on iMessage. Saturday night was my friends. I kept getting calls on Instagram. I didn't even realize until I got back to my dorm since my phone was on Do Not Disturb and it was my brother. It slipped my mind that I needed to block him on other platforms as well. I opened his profile to block when he called me again. I accidentally answered, but then thought maybe this was time to say what I needed to say, so he really knew to leave me alone. The moment I answered, he left out a flood of, "Oh my god, I'm so happy you answered. I needed to know you were okay," etc., etc. I told him I'm going to block him here too, and I needed him to get a mental health help, or of which, according to mom and dad, he was currently saying he didn't need. He told me he didn't want to lose me, he didn't want to feel uncomfortable, and that he couldn't concentrate if he knew I was mad. I told him I wasn't mad, I just want him to get better. He asked me if he could fly out for his spring break, which is in 3 weeks. He also had a Hawaii trip planned with his friends, which is weird he would drop so suddenly. I told him no, I needed months of space. He should go with his friends and get his mind on other things. He then said if he came to the city I live in, he wouldn't bother me. He just wants to be closer to me and do his own thing. I told him no firmly again and that I had to leave and to please leave me alone and not bother me until I make contact again. I then hung up before he could say anything else and blocked him on all my social medias. He's clearly unwell, but I'm also getting scared and how he keeps pushing me when it's obvious I don't want anything to do with him right now. I'm going to sort this all out and tell my counselor this afternoon. But that is it. I might stop updating, period, because I feel like what needs to be said has already been said. Thank you so much for all your help. Also, one other thing, I did tell my sister. She believed me after I showed her the receipts and told me she supports me in whatever I feel like I need to do to keep myself safe. Asked her if our brother had been weird with her, and she said no. And he probably always thought I was like an annoying addition to our family, not really a sister. Whatever that means. But at least she supported me. She has a baby and a full-time job as well as lives out of state from my family and I. So, not so sure how much help she can be. Can OOP go somewhere else for spring break so she won't have to see her brother? She says I have school during spring break so I would be in class. Somebody else says, this whole thing is terrifying. Like, I'm genuinely worried that he'll go to your city and harass you or even hurt you. Can you go to the police and file some sort of restraining order? Isn't that like blowing things too far?
What, a restraining order?
Yeah, or like
I
people.
I feel like the restraining orders are like if you think your life is genuinely like in danger, or you think that he's actually going to like harass you, then you can get like really quick restraining orders on people to protect yourself. I feel like she needs to do this thing of actually no communication. Don't respond. Stop
Yeah, why did she
responding.
respond?
Stop responding first. If you want a restraining order, stop responding. Stop everything. And then if they keep going, or he ends up traveling to where she lives, then like
Then,
yeah,
yeah.
restraining order. But like at least let's try and not talk to him first. I don't know. Like what?
That's
Why is
no,
she
but the
responding?
comments are all like making her more paranoid. I think the commenter too said you're currently severely underreacting. You have told him you don't want him existing near you, and he's trying to come to your city. He'll find and harass you, and you need to get that restraining order in place before he can try anything. He's unwell, and the head and lap thing combined with the pressure and insistence is making me incredibly, incredibly worried that his unwellness may cause him to attempt to kiss or
Good.
possibly even sexually assault you if he
Oh
comes
my
to your
god.
town out of his twisted love.
Oh, I
And
think
she,
it's okay to be wary in this scenario, absolutely, especially if he's like, "Yeah, I wanna come to where, like, you live or, like, where
yeah.
you are." Like, obviously, yes, be aware, but, this is gonna make her scared. I feel this doesn't help. This doesn't help.
Okay, new update in March. The title is what does that mean? WIBTAH if I refuse to meet my mom and brother after they flew across the country to see me. March 6th. Long story short, I have a lot more posts about this on my profile. I was adopted. Okay, I'm gonna skip the summary. Last week, my brother told me he wanted to come to my city during his spring break, despite having already booked a week-long vacation with his friends in Hawaii. Obviously, that freaked me out since he wasn't respect my boundaries, and I was genuinely concerned if I needed to tell the police. I called my parents, and they said that they would handle it. Imagine my surprise. Their way of handling it was my mom flying out at the same time as my brother. She said she would keep him in check and that it would be healing to have an intermediary resolve our issues. I told her I had no interest in meeting up with him right now, as I felt he was escalating and it would make me incredibly nervous. It's so strange because all the comments I've been receiving have reiterated the same thing, that my brother is dangerous right now. He shouldn't be anywhere near me, and I should even consider no contact. Yet, after my parents fully absorb this, they're calm and don't even seem to notice how he might be dangerous. It's like they can't fathom their perfect son might not be so perfect and they want to maintain an illusion. I feel like my mom is trying to be the white knight in shining armor and think their trips will fix the entire situation, but we can't just move past. Every time I voice my worries, they're treating me like I'm over dramatizing the situation, which eventually even keep me safe in a question, and my instincts are telling me no. Her words have been eating at me, though, and I feel as though I am crazy for feeling the things that I'm feeling. I feel like I can't even trust myself. I also want to believe that my brother would never hurt me, but tell me a year ago that he confessed he was in love with me, I would have never believed it either. It's so terribly difficult for me to determine. If I say no to meeting up with them, I'm so afraid they're going to cut me off financially. They pay for all my expenses essentially, and I would be more than happy to find a job while in college and take out a loan if need be, as I truly just want to be safe. I guess what hurts more would be potentially excommunicate with my entire family. My parents have both handled this terribly, but I still deeply love them and I don't want to lose them forever. I just don't know if this is a risk I want to take. Would I be the asshole if I said no, despite my mom's assurance that I will be safe?
What the fuck is the mother thinking?
I
I
don't
don't. What is?
know.
I don't want like what? We're just gonna like. Oh, I'm the mom, so therefore, if I'm there, nothing bad will happen, and everything will be solved, and it will be kisses and rainbows, and we'll all make up, and it'll be fine if mom's there. What? What? Oh, okay.
I don't think that is gonna turn into like violence or him trying to force himself
No.
on her, but I think it's keeping the wound open. Like I just don't see why they would not just straight up forbid him from visiting her, like just have some
Like, give it
distance.
time.
Yeah, give it
Just
time.
give it 6 months. Go to therapy. Solve some stuff. Go counseling for 6 months. Don't talk. Like that's what you should, as a parent, be advocating for. You want the safety and protection of your kids. So clearly
Yeah.
something's wrong with your kid. Something's clearly wrong. So no, this is weird.
The parents
It's
are like coping. They're like, "Oh no, this isn't that bad." Like they can't believe that he's doing this, I guess. So
this is
they
actually happening. Like, what do
okay.
they want? Like an in-person confession? Like,
Okay, March 11 update, 5 days later. Hey guys, sorry I've been busy with school. This will be my last update until my brother and mother come. I reported my mother and brother to the campus security department, on which they flagged. I showed them much evidence I could, mainly my phone logs and hundreds of messages from my brother. It's kind of a difficult situation since my brother and mother didn't directly threaten me, but they did say during the weekend they would assign someone to walk me to and from classes and other campus building. However, I contacted my counselor and we discussed the best plan of action for what I felt was most appropriate. I listened to everyone's suggestions and decided it would be best to go out of town during the week. I have already contacted my professors and they have agreed to give me extenuating circumstances, and I have friends in all my classes who can take notes for me. Did she tell her professors that her brother confessed
oh,
to
my
her?
sorry. Yeah, my brother confessed his love for
Yeah.
me, so now I'm gonna get out of town. Sorry, can you give me a couple of days? Maybe this is an old and elaborate lie just to get
Yeah.
extended circumstances on a fucking paper. That would be insane. Wait, if this is all made up just to get extra time on a test.
Jesus, dude. So
Oh
my
my god.
best
Yeah,
friend is a
before I get
god.
my homework.
Oh man. This is a roller coaster.
Holy fuck.
Okay, so then she says, my best friend is a godsend because she also agreed to take this week off and we're driving to her family's house a few hours away for the week. I'm so grateful I could cry. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulder. Funnily enough, my brother texted me yesterday. I check his texts every day in case they actually get threatening, and he sent, answer your fucking phone, at least for mom. She's getting worried. I also turned off location sharing services. Smart. I'm actually so fatigued. I feel like I'm relaying stuff that doesn't matter that much anymore. But this is just for the curious souls and as a way for me to vent.
What? Yeah, I thought she blocked it.
Yeah, I guess she just muted him. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she blocked
Yeah.
him.
Like, why would you block, but like you keep the text open just to see what he might say?
I don't get it. Well, then the text wouldn't go through.
Yeah.
Okay. And then apparently she made another subreddit just to ask for a way to turn off location on iPhone without notifying the other party. Just Google it at this point. Like, you don't need
Yeah.
a
Like,
Reddit for everything.
yeah.
Okay, March 21. Oh shit, 8 days later, it's called I'm officially cut off. Lol, sorry for using a meme. I'm just using it to cope, really. My parents canceled my credit card, my phone service, and essentially everything else
Huh?
they provided for me. It's a good day because now I have no obligation to them anymore. Maybe I will write later about everything that happened because it's a lot, but I'm free, everyone. Thank you for your advice. It means a lot. It's a picture of "but I am free." Oh, the guy breaking the chain meme. The image shows a silhouetted person standing outdoor at sunset. Yeah, we know that one. And she didn't leave any comment. Wait, that's it? I want to know what happened. Like,
Alright. I don't believe this. I don't. There's no way. Oh, they canceled everything and now I'm cut off and that's it. There's no way that happens like that. There's no way. There's no way. There's no explanation. There's no. I had to talk with my parents. They just. There's no way they said nothing, canceled everything, and that's it. There's no shot. Grok.
this is so often the case with victims of incest or misconduct, and so often the case when an adopted child is a victim of a biological child. Sorry to hear that your parents abandoned you instead of doing what was right. Many of us are rooting for you. I hope things turn out well for you eventually. This sucks, but I think you're safer for it. Have your other brother/sister been in touch? I wasn't keen on your sister's previous comment about you being an annoying extra or whatever she said. I felt like she was projecting, but I still hope you would get support from someone in your family. Damn, it saddens me that you were adopted into a family just to be abandoned again. Everybody's also roasting the parents in the comments. They're like absolute failures of parents.
Yeah, like that's not how parents act or behave. Like I can understand like parents like not wanting to believe something totally and taking a while to get it, but I just don't believe you would abandon your kid like that. Like
Yeah, she
I
got the
don't.
zone at the end. That's crazy.
Like there's just no fucking shots. Like parents are that like fucking evil.
Wow. I do feel like Reddit kind of amplified the situation in her head where she was like even more scared.
No, yeah, and it
Like
made it
Reddit
like
was being a little sycophantic. They're like, yeah, he's definitely
Reddit
stalking you. He's probably checking your location every 3 seconds. It's like talking to ChatGPT.
people who use these subreddits, they want like extreme things. Like they
Yeah.
want the juice. And so they will like idealize a scenario of it being really extreme or insane or crazy. So they'll like talk about it as though if it is the most insane thing they've ever seen. And they kind of like dogpile on it like that. So yeah.
Yeah,
They
this is
definitely
from
made it.
March 2026. This is super.
So I
Some
wonder
people
if
are
there
like,
will
he
be
definitely got this from his parents.
Oh. Oh dear. Oh no, what
Yeah,
does
he
that
clearly
mean?
got it from
Um,
dear old mom and dad.
The mom and dad are actually related. They're secretly
No.
actually first. That's where he got it from. Runs in the family, man.
It apparently this kind of dynamic is also why foster children and adoptees are more vulnerable to incest, CSA, or other abuse because it adds the convenient addition to the excuse pile of nothing happened, or if I did, the victim seduced the abuser, and besides, they're not really related. It also gives them a handy social out. You know how those people, those children, people from those kinds of family are. We did everything we could. Poor abuser or victim really did a number on them and took advantage of their love. They'll even say things like, maybe victim was abused before us, that's why they're acting out now, they're traumatized and blaming the wrong person. We're good and they're tragic and crazy, I guess our love couldn't heal them, we'll pray for them. Same
That's
as
always
it
it. It's
ever. That's
always call
sad.
them crazy. That's it. Just call them crazy. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were traumatized. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, for sure people ate this up like super drunk. Like the title was, she could have said
Oh, it had
stepbrother in the
everything.
title. It wasn't her
Yeah.
actual brother.
It
She,
had incest ties, it has
yeah,
family drama, it has mothers getting involved, dads getting conservative dads. Bro, it's
victim
had everything.
blaming, yeah.
Victim blaming 101, stalking, harassment. It's hit the checklist of everything.
No, for real. Yo, Reddit ate that up like popcorn.
I expect a video of Voice Critical talking about this in a week's time.
Oh, it's not an actual stepbrother, I guess. True, it's not an actual stepbrother. How do you even call that? It's like a non-biological
Like
brother? Because a stepbrother is somebody from like your parents divorced and the new
Different
person.
family.
Yeah.
It's like different 2 different families coming together that already existed before
Yeah.
you, right? Could be later on, like 5, 10 years later. This is more like I don't know, they are siblings. They are they would have the
Uh-huh.
same blood systemic as anybody, but one was just adopted. But, like, I don't know, maybe, like, one was 5 and the other was 3, right? So I guess, like, at 5, you already are, like I don't know. I don't It doesn't make any sense because people have, like, such big age gaps in siblings anyway. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this whole thing. I've never really thought about it.
Foster brother.
Yeah, foster sibling. But they're not fostered, they were adopted. Like they were straight up adopted. Like to me in my brain, that's like you are their family. Like you are like
Yeah.
your family as anyone. So like, I don't know, man.
I don't
Doesn't
know,
make
man.
sense. Like, if you're okay, this is what I don't get as well. If you're parents and you decide to like adopt someone, right? Because you really can't like I imagine like a lot of people who like adopt kids. Again, I might be talking to my ass, maybe so surely you have a want and desire to protect this person.
Yeah,
You have a want and desire to raise them because you're adopting like someone else's child, right?
of course.
I don't know why you would be so quick to cut people off. They're someone that you wanted to adopt. That makes crazy to me.
Yeah, the cutting her off makes no sense to me.
Especially because it happened so sudden. Like there was like no conversation. Oh, we spoke and we
Yeah.
argued and they cut me off from everything. It's like, no, like they cut me off, let's say goodbye.
Maybe she just didn't show up to them traveling to her and they were like, "Okay, fuck you." I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. It's such a cliffhanger. Like a bad cliffhanger.
Yeah, she
It
wrote like
changed.
fucking novels for all of the update and the last update she just left us on the cliffhanger.
The only thing I could think of is that maybe something, like, happened that made her not want to, like, carry on writing about it, or
Maybe.
something was at risk, or maybe someone found out that she knew, or I don't know. I don't know. Top 10 dramas that the lost a week 10 I don't
Oh
know.
my
I hope
my.
this Jesus Christ.
I hope this story's fake, but it
But
seems
I
kind of
me
real.
too. Me too. The thing is, I hope it's fake, but I could believe something like this happening.
Yeah,
I
me
could
too.
100% believe that there has been
Yeah.
situations where there's families and there's siblings that aren't blood related, but they have like some shit going on. Like I fully believe that happening, and being a thing, and it's complicated as hell. But I think
Hopefully, yeah. I'll go
you
for
just
it.
have to, like, move on in a way. Like, sometimes, like, as adults, you realize that life isn't fair, right? And sometimes you
Uh-huh.
just have to do the thing and realize, "Okay, maybe I have these feelings for this person, but I'm an adult, I have to make choices, life's
Yeah.
unfair." You like, move on. That's what you do. Unfortunately, you can't always have what maybe your brain wants. Like, it's I don't know. Strange.
I feel like this escalated like so much. It should have been just a simple rejection.
Yeah.
And, you surely this is a momentary thing because you're not feeling too well, brother. And
Yes.
you're gonna move on from it. And then we can be a family again in a couple months.
Do you know what made it do you know what makes me a little bit more skeptical about this whole thing and why it sounds a bit more like fan fiction is the way that she described the brother as being someone, oh, he's 6'3", super popular, everybody likes him. So people reading this might be like, "Oh my god, okay, wait, so he's like a perfect guy? Wait, so you're saying that your brother's actually like the perfect guy and like he's so popular and charismatic and he's 6'3" and beautiful and funny." And, like, I was like, "Okay, that's giving me, like, alarm bells." Okay, all this is happening, and he's your brother, and apparently he's, like, the perfect guy. Okay, and you have a conservative dad, that's, like, adding to the drama. I don't know. There's too many things are lining up here for me.
Yeah. And they live in conservative in California? Mm.
Yeah, I don't know about
Wa
that one.
wasn't the family basically siding with the brother though? Yeah, they were. They did I don't think they believed like they believed her at first, but I think they couldn't
Yeah, they
coincide
couldn't
the image they had of their son with like what she was telling them. They were like, no, it's probably just a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah. Oh, bro. If I'm a betting man, I think the confession really happened, but the fallout after was bullcrap. Why would one thing be real and the other be bullcrap?
I don't know,
I
but we
don't.
should go on Poly Market and bet on this, whether it's real or not.
Will there be another update? Wait, that's gonna be
Yeah.
polymorph. Will there? Will we get another one? Oh my god, I feel like I need to start all of my streams with like the poly market of the day. Like,
Yeah.
what are people betting on? That'd be, oh my god, that's
They
crazy.
sided with their blood son and also their blood children, and also they felt family embarrassment trumps how uncomfortable she feels.
That's crazy. I feel like I don't know. This is wild. I feel like I have to go take a hot shower after like reading about all
Yes,
this.
yes.
I feel like I have to like cleanse myself from everything.
Wait, I want to. I want. Wait, you have to react to this clip. This is the perfect clip to react to after this.
What is
Watching
this?
Game of Thrones,
Terrence Howard.
and I swear to God, if I see the actor
Patrick Bet
Joffrey
David. Game of
anywhere, I'm
Thrones
gonna be
messed me
like,
up.
this
I
guy.
still think
Like,
messed me up. Okay,
you literally watch it. You're like, what a piece of, you watch the mom. You watch some movies.
Yeah, the Game of Thrones messed me up. And I think it messed up a lot of the world
my
because
God.
it got everybody into incest porn. Because people started watching it. And how many people turned off the TV when Jamie and Cersei's hooked up? Or how many people got quiet and watched it? That was the incest that
Honestly, the cameraman needs a raise. The pan to the other guy is perfect.
was pushed inside of
Game of
Game of Thrones
Oh my God,
and the House of
normalized.
Dragons. It's almost being normalized.
Dude, no, I'm telling you,
but
like
I bet you
on
incest
any
porn
explicit site,
went
like
up
step sibling
from
pornography
Game
went
of
up like
Thrones.
crazy.
Game of Thrones.
Like I
It's
feel like
presented
I'm
for
not making
7,
this
8
up in my
years in
head.
front of you.
Like it's just been
Now it's
because
normal.
that's what you could like legally get away with. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
not because of Game of Thrones. I don't think it
no, maybe
is.
not. Maybe not.
But it's just so
Hopefully not.
funny because it's the biggest self-report. He's like, it got us all into incest prawn. And then they pan to the other guy's
And
face.
how many people turned off
Oh
the
my
TV
God,
when
and
Jamie
he's
and
just like,
Cersei's
what?
hooked up? Or how many
Speak
people
for yourself.
got quiet and watched it?
Like, literally speak for yourself.
That was the incest.
That's like insane. That's insane. Oh my god. I don't know, man.
This is the best react face. Oh my god. It's like, who is all of us? Fucking self-report.
That's like
It
not
basically
okay.
just confessed that he fucked him up. That it fucked him up, yeah.
No, he just confessed that he watches it and he
Yeah.
consumes explicit stuff. But it's like, okay, wow, that is the biggest self-report that I've ever seen.